Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com. And today we're talking to Mean Joe. And before Mean Joe says a word, I have to say I am super stoked to have him on the broadcast. I am also, Mean Joe, I don't know if I've said this out loud. I'm excited to have you on many more broadcasts. I think there's a lot of things you and I can talk about. Today, we're here to talk about Legend Hobby, a great sponsor of RC Group's Flying Giants. They make a lot of different airplanes. I've been working with this company for years, and there's so much good stuff. And the big news, and I want to make sure I deliver this correctly, is that you are now working with Legend to do builds and all kinds of things. So, with that said, I will hand it off to you. What is happening in the Mean Joe world?
What's happening, my friend? It's been a while. It's good to see you. Yeah, so I'm actually over at Legend Hobby now. I made the move earlier this year. Social media manager, team pilot, pretty much the same kind of stuff I've been doing before. I'm handling like the Facebook and the Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Basically doing the media and doing the videos. And of course, we've got lots of projects on the way. We've already launched the Hangar Time YouTube video series that's going to be showing its face a lot more here as we get rolling. We've already got two assembly videos on the Maxi Lift, and there's going to be a third one coming out soon. And basically, it's going to be online show. It's going to feature all the same stuff as we've always done, build videos and tips and tricks and event coverage and live interviews and these kind of things as well. So there's going to be lots of stuff coming over at the Hangar Time channel on the Legend Hobby YouTube channel.
Let's pause there. And so I was waiting for enough videos to put into an article. So with that said, on Flying Giants and RC Groups, you will see a feature article about the Maxi Lift build, and I will be using the videos that you're making, Joe, and dropping those in there so everyone can follow along as you put together the Maxi Lift.
Yes, sir.
As we see right here in a sample video that is live right now. And so not only are you going to learn, the cool part about something like this is if you have this particular airplane, then you are going to be able to watch it and know what to look for as you build. But if you have a different airplane, I would assume there's a lot of building tips that are general that you can
Yes,
watch
sir.
this and learn.
Yeah, like what's on screen right now is I'm showing how I hinge with the Dubro quarter scale hinges. That's just me putting a little petroleum jelly on the hinge line so that the epoxy doesn't get into the hinge line when you put it together.
Got it.
Those kind of things. There's going to be lots of tips in there. I try to make sure that even if you don't have that airframe, you can cross-reference it for other things. And quite frankly, there's a lot of airframes in the shop right here right now, so we're going to have videos on a lot of our stuff. So basically anything that comes through my shop here is going to get videos and pictures and all that stuff.
So my goal is to highlight all this and share it with everyone. Make sure you're aware of it. Put it in a way that you'd be able to watch it on the site or wherever it is that I distribute it, as well as me, Joe. So without going any further, I feel like it's gratuitous, but I have to tell the story. And you were there, so I need you to correct my historical memory, which remembers big. I don't even know what year it was. It was many years ago. We're in the bar in Toledo. And I was with the whole RC Groups team, and I did not know Mean Joe at the time. And so I leaned over and said, "Hey, what is that guy's name?" And it was said to me, "That guy's name is Mean Joe," but it was a joke. His name was not Mean Joe. So I began yelling, "Mean Joe," then louder, then louder. Then, we are at a bar. We are having drinks. And then finally you look up and I said, "Hey, that guy's name's not Mean Joe." And but it kind of stuck, I guess.
Yeah, it stuck. It hit the wall and stuck. I blame you and my buddy Matt Gunn for all of that because that's exactly what happened. We were in our meeting.
Gannicus.
Yes, sir. I was in my meeting I was with SIG, and we were in our business meeting. Right after the show, we went in for our business meeting. But as we sat there, it keeps getting more full. You know how the bar was back in the day. There'd be a billion people in that place. And I can't hear in that kind of environment. So Matt and you were yelling, "Joe, Joe." And I turned around and I looked at you and you were like, "Oh, it's Mean Joe." And it just pop, and that was it.
Nice. I
Yeah.
sure miss Matt Gunn. I
Yes,
reached out to
us
him
too.
and I'm like, man, you need to come on a podcast one day. But he's pretty busy out there doing his thing, raising his
Yeah.
kid and
Yes,
all
sir.
the
Yeah.
full scale. Also, with that said, I have my Joe shirt on today in
I
honor of
see that.
it's Joe Nall.
That's perfect.
But, it's a Joe shirt. So I think the real big news is Mean Joe's on the scene. You're going to be creating content of all sorts. You're actually reviewing some things as to be all kinds of things that there we go.
Are you back?
Yeah, there we go. Sometimes it happens, but it always comes back. So that's
Yeah,
good.
there it is.
So are you sitting in your shop right now?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Now,
Yes, sir.
I know you're all set up for what we're doing here and have this awesome backdrop, but around Joe is all his building supplies and probably airframes galore and
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of stuff that we'll see in videos.
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can. I don't know if I can turn this camera around. Actually, you know what I can do? I can maybe add my phone to the podcast. I think
This
that'll
is
work.
very technical.
Yeah, I think this will work. I've used this before. We're gonna see. If not, I'll try to turn this around. I got all my stuff plugged in.
Got it. And so while Joe's doing that, today we're going to do kind of an overview of some of the things he's working on and what you can look forward to, and also giving me ideas on what I need to be writing stories about.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So, working with Thomas now over at Legend Hobby, Thomas has really already been doing a lot of cool stuff, and he's just been there's a ton of stuff here I've got to work on.
And so Legend Hobby, in fact, I believe I have the video pulled up. Okay, we're going to add this to the screen.
Yep, and let me see if I can flip it around here. We'll just do it this way. So you can see, we've got the Corsairs going on over here. A lot of stuff going on with that. Back there, it's hard to see because of the light, but the Maxi Lift is back there. And underneath here, there's a P-47, there's a Stuka. Back over here, there's other stuff. I've got a FW-190 in there. There's all kinds of stuff. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try. Here we go. I'm going to do this. Here we go. So this is Legend Hobby's website. And
yes, sir.
This is the Maxi Lift that we're talking about. So
Yes,
this is kind of the bird of the hour for Legend.
Yes, sir. Well, there's lots. So we've got lots of new stuff coming on. This is I wouldn't say it's one of our newest airframes, but it is one of the ones that we brought back. It's kind of a redo on an old airplane. It's been refurbished, new tail wheel, a lot nicer tail wheel, a lot of new features. This is like a candy drop, bomb drop. It comes with the hardware for. It's got the bomb drop built right into the bay there.
There it is.
And you can drop all kinds of stuff out of there. It's quite a big bay. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to have a EME 35 on it, and it should fly really great. It's just one of the ones that we've updated, so it's going to be really a lot of fun. That's going to be like your fun fly airplane
that you take and then so Legend has tons of stuff: servos, motors, pilots, socks.
Yeah, our socks rock, by the way. Our socks are awesome. I have a few pair.
Warbird socks.
Yes, sir.
So what else are we looking forward to? Is there anything I should be looking at on the site while you're talking?
Well, there's a lot of new stuff coming up. So right now I have, as far as I know, the only Corsair in the United States. I'm doing a build video on that and also a review. And then one of the newest items we've got coming up is going to be on the FW-190. We've actually got new wheels coming in Wednesday of next week. These are going to be the new 4-inch wheels. Those are going to have 3-piece machined aluminum hubs. It's also going to feature the Luftwaffe ribbed tires.
Is this them?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay.
Yes, sir. Those are them. And those are going to be super sweet for anybody that has or is going to purchase the FW190, which is a fantastic airplane. Those wheels will be a lot more scale. Tomas has spent a lot of time working on the development of those, and we're getting our first samples in, or actually not our first samples, but we're getting our first shipment in next Wednesday. And also right there, we've also got the 2 and 3 blade spinners in stock. And there's lots of airframes coming. We've got, they just announced the other day, we've got a 122 inch L4 or L19 Bird Dog coming. We've got a 80 millimeter EDF coming. B-17s, Corsairs. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff on its way.
And so what's the best way for us to find all that? Is it something that I would find out about, then feature, and then we'll talk about coming soon, stuff like that?
Sure. Yeah, we have. So what Tomas has been doing, he's been doing a lot of pre-orders on stuff, and he's going ahead and put the stuff on the up on the website. We just recently featured the new T28. The new T28's coming out soon, and that thing is going to be huge as far as response goes. It's really cool. We've got a scale exhaust that goes on it, so the smoke comes right out where it's supposed to.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool airplane. So that's one at some point I'll have come through the shop here. I'm sure I'll do a build on that as well.
So just lots and lots of awesomeness and scale warbirdy and other things as well. It's not just scale warbirds over there.
Yeah, we actually have a container coming in. I believe it's by the end of this month. That's going to have several airframes on it. I think there's a couple of Aerobats in that shipment as well. So we have a lot of stuff. We have civilian, we have Aerobat. We're a North American distributor for Seagull models, and Tomas has actually also got the opportunity to start his own Legend Hobby factory as well. So there's a lot of stuff coming.
That's amazing. I'm thinking what else we should be talking about here. So the first thing up is our Maxi Lift, and then what do you have coming to us after that?
Well, the Corsair will be the next. I'm actually kind of double teaming those two. I'm doing both basically at the same time. I've got the Corsair on the bench, getting all the stuff installed on that, doing the videos and pictures and whatnot. And while the epoxy and glue is drying, I go over and work on the Maxi Lift. They're kind of side by side on my benches, so I can have them both going at the same time.
And so where do you fly out of? I know you, as soon as you finish this, you've got to go shoot the videos. And I'm starting to see a lot of companies sell planes with no videos, and it's, you kind of have to have a video.
Yeah. And what I fly out of Cards Club here in Lansing, Michigan. It's actually over in Grand Ledge, about 20 minutes from my house. Fantastic airfield, nice grass, mowed good. It's like a golf course out there. The grounds crew does a great job of taking care of it. I had my event a couple weeks ago, and I misspoke on the width, and I kept saying 1,100 feet wide, and they were like, "Man, no wonder it takes us so long to mow it." I think it's only 900 feet wide, but it's I think it's 1,600 feet north-south, no, east-west, and then 900 feet north-south. So it's a big facility.
Personal question: who shoots your videos for you?
Normally I do.
Really? Tell me how that works.
I have a pilot. I got a couple of guys that'll fly for me. JC Smith is a buddy of mine. He flies here at our club, and I'll call him up. And if he's not available, I've got a couple other guys that'll come out and fly models for me. And then they'll hold video cameras once in a while, if I want to be in the video. Which on the flying videos, I'm usually not in them. I just have them fly them so that I can film and then take pictures and stuff. So it's a struggle at times. It's not hard. It's not easy to do when you don't have somebody that is there all the time. So.
For anyone who's not done this, when you see a video, flying a plane correctly and expertly is definitely a skill set that we all know and work on. But shooting video of an airplane correctly I'm not going to say it's as hard as flying a plane, but it's definitely not something you could just hand a camera over and get the video you're looking for.
Yeah, a big part of the problem with the video part of it is today's cameras, the focus on them the model airplanes are relatively small,
right?
And they don't like to focus on that small of a point in time. So it's one of those things where you've really got to pay attention to your focus on those.
I've also found it's yoga-like in that there's a lot of and over and over, and you can't stop. You must keep going
Got to
until
keep going.
it's done.
You got to get the takeoff to the landing, or they'll, it doesn't seem right. So
When I first started working for Hobby Lobby way back in the first days of electric, the first thing they did at the field was hand me a camera, and they said, "See if you can shoot this." And we shot, man. It was all about the builds, the pictures, the magazine,
sure,
and then the videos, since we were the first ones to really ever do that on a website.
sure.
And
Anymore, I think you have to have that. It's
yeah,
if you don't have that, if you don't have the video, that's the first thing they ask. If we put an airframe out, they're like, "Where's the video? Where's the pictures?" So
and when you look at one of my feature articles, I am always looking for the video, and if I can't find it on the page, I'll be upset that you haven't put one there, and not you, but whoever a product I'm looking. I'm like, how did you not put a video here? And then I go and hunt one down on YouTube,
right.
because
It's
that's
funny
half the
because
story.
yeah, exactly. The video is where everybody goes. I think inadvertently, I think all of us that do this for a living and as a side gig thing have kind of killed, in a way, we've kind of helped kill the brick and mortar stores, because people go on the website, and if there's a video and they can get all the information they want for it, it's like the Toledo, it's like digital Toledo, because that's, me and you have talked about this before. That's why people went to Toledo, so they could go and see the new stuff. The new stuff, you didn't see it in the magazines for months and months and months.
Right.
And now everything's instant, man. It's right there. So you put out an airframe with some pictures and a video, and man, it just goes crazy.
That's just how it works these days.
That's how it works these days. You got to just keep rolling with it.
Right. And you know what? You would think you would run out. We're kind of shop talking here, but I am amazed. I'll sit down the night before, right before I go to sleep, I'll think, what am I going to do tomorrow? I'll come up with some things, just to kick it off. And I'll get going, and I'll look up, and it's 5 o'clock, and I've been serving up news and product stuff and talking to companies about what's going to happen. And every day I've been sitting here over 17 years doing RC reporting, and I have not really ever run out of something to take my time up.
Yeah, so there's always stuff. There's always stuff. My list here is a little bit crazy right now, but it's just how it is. Just getting started out with the company. I've been there. I think I made the official move in March, I think, is when I officially started. And since that point, it's just, we're trying to catch up, because we have a lot of airframes. Obviously, being a distributor of Seagull, they've got so much stuff already out there. I'll never get them all done. But as the new and the cool stuff comes out, we're going to try to put as much of that stuff through here as we can. So there's a B-17 coming, and I'm going to do a glassing and painting section thing on that. I mean, there's just so much stuff coming. Those are good, but most people want to see at the field with it. They want to see how it performs. So
and how it goes together, how it comes apart. If I'm doing anything, I'm telling you the stuff that I think that I wish I had known before going in.
Right? Yeah,
that's what a video is for. Yeah. Sorry for complaining, everyone.
No, good. Yeah. I actually just ran into that. I'm just finishing the review for the Seagull Models 69-inch plug-and-play Cessna 182. I just got that one done. And the way the hatch is made on the front of that, so the hatch goes in through the windshield. It opens up the top of the fuselage comes off from the windshield forward. Well, the way they built it, there's really no place to put a pilot in there. So I, of course, had to go in and make modifications so I can put a pilot in there, because it just doesn't look right without a pilot flying around. So
you added that.
Yes, sir.
This is how you do this. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And that's what we're here for.
Yes, sir.
Tricky stuff. Well, I really am excited to have you on more often, and we can talk about a vast cornucopia of RC topics on here.
Absolutely. I'm happy to come on anytime. I missed hanging out with you guys. I'm trying to get back to the events next year. We've had some family stuff here that's kept me from doing a lot of my traveling. And next year I'm going to get back into it a little bit more than what I have been this year. So I'm excited to get back out there and start seeing folks again.
And with all that said, once again, keep an eye on RC Groups and Flying Giants for feature articles on the Maxi Lift and the Corsair and all the things that'll be coming out of Legend and all the other things that me and Joe will be doing. And there'll be features, pictures, links, and videos so you can figure out everything you need to know. And that's all I have to say about that. Well, man, thank you so much for giving us your time and shining the light on all the things you do for the hobby and just getting all that information out there.
I really appreciate it, man. It's always a good time to hang out with you guys. So hopefully we can get the band back together for a show at some point. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I'm Jim T. Graham with Archery Groups, Flying Giants, and Heli Freak, and I'm with Mean Joe Vermillion. Hopefully, it's okay to say your last name.
Absolutely. For sure.
Okay. And stay tuned for more as we talk about builds and new planes, products, and cool things that you can do with them. Mean Joe, have a great day.
Hey, you too, brother. Thanks a lot.
Later, y'all.